Hi. So I don't know what happened with YouTube, but I had to create an entirely new live. So I don't know why, but I did. So I have a feeling there are people in the other thing waiting for me to come in, but hopefully they'll see this and we can get started. So while we're waiting, I wanted to talk a little bit about the new moon eclipse in Libra tomorrow. And if you're interested in this, I've just started a new series in my email list that is, it's going to be a full moon and a new moon. Every full moon, every new moon, I am going to have rituals, ideas. So if you want to be a part of that, click the link below, go to my website, sign up for it. It's not very often, and it's a part of my mailing list. So if you're interested, come check it out. Ana Felipa, hi, how are you? Good, I'm glad to hear it. Mila, hello. Were any of you waiting in the other for the other live to start? Because I don't know what happened. YouTube is usually pretty good with this, but I had to start a new one. I'm good. I'm good. How are you? Anna, you were not waiting in the other one. You just got the notification that this one was starting. Okay, I don't know what happened, but things happen, right? All right, so who's got questions? Mila got this notification. Okay. Okay, I saw that somebody was waiting in the other one and I don't know where. You have questions? Well, let's get to it. I mentioned that if you're interested, I've got a new moon and full moon thing going on. Click the link below and you can sign up for the newsletter. And if you would like to sign up, that'd be great. And ring the bell, like the video. Okay, Ana Felipa. I will buy my house next year. Okay, will you buy your house next year? I have the Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and Strength. Okay, so that's two eights, right? So you're close. You're getting close. So the Eight of Pentacles really talks to you've got some work to do. You've got to figure this out. You have to get all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, right? But the doing that will really put you in charge of this. And but you know that there are things that you need to do that are not quite there yet, right? And this card, is there a bit of compassion that you need to have for someone in the dealings with the house? That's interesting, right? The Knight of Swords tells you to move forward, and the Four of Cups tells you don't miss what's right in front of you. Make sure you get those inspections done. Make sure you go through absolutely everything that might need attention. Because if you don't do the work that needs to be done, if you don't make sure that everything is handled, what is it that a tower can't stand on a base that isn't strong? So I would say that this would represent the house, and really make sure that you check the electricity, the plumbing, make sure everything is up to code. So I would say that in answer to your question, you can certainly buy a house next year. You have work to do on it, and make sure everything is covered. Make sure you really go over it with fine tooth comb. Get an inspector, get a contractor if you need to. These are big mistakes that can happen, right? We don't want to make mistakes. So, Mila, can I ask what will be Here's what will be Michelle's true deep feelings, intentions about me after meeting me for the first time in person. Met online. We should meet soon. Anna, yes. Okay. Yeah, good. Make sure that that's all done. Okay. Mila and Michelle. So I'm going to say that Michelle is going to feel very positively about you. The Ace of Swords, which is new ideas, new thought patterns, which could be if it's a very mental relationship, if there's a lot of talking and an exchange of ideas, that could absolutely represent that. And the sun, you're a bright light, right? Um, and then the Seven of Cups, you can really make this into whatever you want it to be. But yes, I think that Michelle will have very good feelings towards you. I love the sun card too. Mila says, oh, the sun. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Who wouldn't want to be a part of that? So yeah, I think that Michelle will have good feelings for you after meeting you. What do you think? I'm going to take my ring off because it's getting in the way. You're very welcome. I hope it works out. I'm worried about the people in the other room. I hope so too, Mila. Okay. Anna says, can you see me and Diogo? Is that how, am I pronouncing that correctly? Okay. I have this Eight of Pentacles again, but okay. So you've got the Nine of Wands. Somebody's feeling kind of battered and maybe hesitating because, would that be him or you? Because I'm seeing the Empress, right? And the Empress is all about fecundity and creativity and, making something happen, bringing something into being. But maybe there is some damage done that needs to be healed before you can get to this part. And that also is spoken to with the Eight of Pentacles, that there's some work that needs to be done. Does that make sense? Hi, Alan. How are you today? It makes sense, Anna? Yeah, I guess I would say let it rest for a little bit, right? Sure, Alan, go ahead. Ask a question. That's why we're here, right? It's a professional partner, Anna. Oh, okay. So did something go wrong that there would be a hesitation? Is this someone you're looking to start a business with, or you've already been in business with them? Alan, I'm doing great. How are you? And you can go ahead and list your questions. I can file them. Yes. Yeah, you can ask one more thing about Michelle. Sure, Mila. Anna says, we've known each other for a short time and it has been extremely professional. So I'm not sure what the question is. Can you clarify that? Are you looking to know whether it's a good idea to stay in business with them, or let me know. Okay, Alan, I have been separated for about a year now, and of late I came close to a friend of mine. Okay, so what's the question? Now, my husband is wanting to get back and give this marriage a try. I would like to know if it's a good idea to go with my husband, A. Okay, so it looks to me like there's some bad habits that you have developed with your husband that are causing you to not feel good about this situation, right? And you need to have not so much a balance, but you need to really figure out where you're going to be your best self, right? And what this looks to me like is that maybe that there's a need for you to spend some time alone before making that decision. Okay, so there's a lot of trouble here, right? Um, there's a little, are you and your husband bickering back and forth, and the trying to, somebody's always trying to be on top, right? So there's not a lot of balance, and there's a lot of thoughts around this situation, but something's got to change. Something, if you're to try and work with him about this, somebody has work to do on how they approach the situation. Does that make sense? Yeah, this came up again. So there's something about one-upping each other, that somebody's always trying to be on top, and you need to find the balance with that. Is this something that you think is worth fighting for? And should you spend some time alone to make that decision, right? Okay. Anna. Anna says, I find it quite interesting. I think we have a lot in common, and I think it could be something that works. Okay. You mean in a romantic situation? I'm just going to assume that that's what you mean. If I'm wrong, we'll ask another question. Okay, so I'm thinking you don't know them well enough yet that you need to get to know them better in a professional manner. And, you don't know. This person could be anything. So I would absolutely look for the signs, pay attention to the way they react to things, to the way they react to other people, to how they handle strife, how they handle difficult situations before you try to really make something happen. Because, like I say all the time, you can make whatever you want happen, but is it good for you? So, Wheel of Fortune, the wheel's turning. I think that in this particular situation, this speaks to giving this a little more time, letting it play out a little bit. If you've only known them for a short time, you may not be getting the whole picture. Everybody's on their best behavior in the beginning, right? So Allen says, what are my friend S's feelings now? I've been transparent with him about everything. Okay, so the Justice card jumps out. There are two sides to every story, right? There are things that you need to look at when it comes to S. If you've been transparent with him about everything that's going on, it looks to me like they want what's right for you. So that's a good thing. And this is a card of coming out at the end of it in a winner's position, but like you've taken care of that. You're coming back with the job done that you needed to do, right? So flat out, yes or no. I would give that a rest. I would give S a little bit of a rest, not jump forward with anything. You've got a lot going on. Okay, Mila says, I was wondering if he will like me more than the idea he has about me now. That's a great question. He saw a few pictures of me, and meeting would be a totally different thing. Any of his thoughts? Thank you again very much. You're very welcome. So that's a big thing, right? We put ourselves online, and everybody looks so happy on social media, and we just never know. So, will he like you more than the idea of you? That's such a good question. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that so the first card is the lovers, right? So the easy thing to do is jump to, yes, you're going to be lovers, but that's not always the case, right? You want to make sure that you know what your choices are and be really careful and slow and in charge of your choices. That this card's easy. You reap what you sow. I say this about this card so many times. So if you're going into this in a slow manner, looking at everything, yeah, that you could really, it could be a really good thing. But you really have to weigh those things, especially that you don't know them except online, right? So, but yeah, I think so. Okay. Okay. Would Alan wants to know, would S wait for me or will he find someone else while I figure this out? So I think that you have a lot of work to do with yourself. That, it's possible that he could wait for you. It's very possible. But you need to know yourself more than what you need from him. So, okay. So again, this is a card about balance, but it's also about taking the blinders off, looking at what's there and actually seeing it, right? So, I think it's possible that he'll wait, but I also think that you need to do what you need to do. That it's not about him at this point in time. That he might feel like he's in limbo and maybe he will wait. But more importantly, I think you need to spend some time falling in love with yourself, quite honestly. What do you think? Okay, I'm gonna go up because I think. Okay, Amelia, you're so scared and nervous. That's completely understandable, right? We're all nervous. We all want to be loved, right? Alan says 100%. Yeah. That we all at some point in time, and sometimes more than one, we need to come home to yourself. We need to come home to ourselves. We need to be clear about what we want. Not what somebody wants from us, but what we want from and for ourselves. So much just want to be loved and give it back. Absolutely. That's what we all want. That's the human condition, right? And we muck it up with all these other things, and it's hard. It's hard to human, right? Allen, he definitely wants what's best for me. I see that. I can see that, yes, this isn't somebody who's looking to take advantage of you, that they want what's best for you. Hey, Trey, how are you? Mila says they love my smile and energy. Thank you so much. That's lovely to hear. See, I just want to be loved and give it back too. How you doing, Trey? Oop. Sure, Trey, of course. So, as I said your name, the Empress jumped out. So, working on a creative project. Okay, and if we put it with the Ten of Pentacles, right? Um, this is a good thing for you. This is going to be a good project for you. It's been going pretty well. Well, you know what? It's going to continue to go well. It's a creative project. Ooh, who jumped out now? Justice. Okay, so yes, it's going well. And oh, it's a writing project. Those are near and dear to my heart. So make sure you're balanced. Make sure you're not only taking care of you, getting enough rest, not pushing yourself too hard, but make sure the writing is balanced, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Mila, you have a great day too. Definitely don't overdo it. I mean, we tend to, when we're excited about a project, that's all we can think about, right? I know I'm going through it myself, but you gotta give yourself some rest time. Slow and steady wins the race. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's real Knight of Pentacles energy, right? Whoop, okay. You've got some jumpers today, Trey. So we've got the star too. You're making the magic. You're creating this and you're going along at a good pace and it's going well. And that's a big deal, right? But yeah, I see this is a good project. It's going well. Great. That green vegan, how are ya? Tomorrow is an eclipse. It's supposed to be rebirth for Libras. What do the cards say? You're very welcome, Trey. Have a good evening. So I've got some ideas about the eclipse. And if you want to sign up for my newsletter, I just sent out a thing this morning about what to do in the Libra new moon eclipse. Okay, so I'm dropping cards all over the place. Am I just clumsy or do they want to be seen? So the moon. Something's murky. Although this is about the moon, right? So maybe it's not so much about murky. Maybe it's just about it being the moon and using this new moon to learn about the things that you're trying to do, right? With the Libra new moon eclipse, there's a whole lot of moving forward. New moons are always like starting things, getting things started, moving forward. But with this Libra eclipse new moon, it's also a time to look back at what you've done so far. So let's take 2024, for example. And we're in the fourth quarter. We started the fourth quarter today. And we want to set ourselves up for a great rest of the year, rest of our lives, really, right? But we need to look at what's happened over the past year or so, right? The first eclipse in Libra, I think, was last October. So look from last October to this October. What's working? What do you need to keep working with or on? And what's not working? What do you need to leave behind, right? So it feels like there is a conflict that you succeeded, but at what cost? What did you have to give up, or what did okay, so you won. You came out on top, but at what cost? Who is not feeling good about you or the thing that you're doing? and the King of Pentacles, which, it's a male energy. That doesn't mean it's a man. I know you know. But there's a feeling of, okay, this is who I am, and I am sitting in my power, right? And I'm looking at the words like you can, like I'm talking. Okay. So you're sitting in your power. You know what you've got. You know that you're doing what you need to do. And that's going to end up being really good, a really good situation for you. So, yeah, it definitely a rebirth. Also, look back and see what doesn't work. I'm scaring you again. I don't mean to scare you. um, oh, didn't we talk about your job last time? And somebody having a little bit of an attitude? That was you, right? So that, okay. So that would really speak to more of the same. Yeah, you won it. You got the position. They're mad. The whole King of Pentacles energy, which I kind of feel is you. I kind of feel that it's you owning it. That, I got this because I'm qualified, because I do the job. I know what I'm doing. And the 10 of Pentacles is, you're not in real estate, are you? Ooh. I think I'm just clumsy today. I don't think all these cards are jumping out. So yeah, I think, I also think you need to watch. You need to not ignore something that's kind of scratching at you, right? Like a feeling or just pay attention to them. Pay attention to the signs. Take the blinders off, right? And not everything has to be so, we got to get this done right now. Like maybe just survey it a little bit and see what the next thing is going to bring. Oh, your Wi-Fi's having a problem. I had a problem getting into YouTube. Everything's going haywire. I asked if you were in real estate, because I get a lot of real estate cards for you. You work for a school. That's definitely not real estate, unless the school is moving. Or maybe it's just the 10 of Pentacles that you're succeeding at this. This is good for you. You're going to get what you need out of this. Maybe it's not real estate. Sometimes I get caught up in things. So yeah, I think, this is a good time for you. This is an important time for you. And that watching all of the things, putting all the ducks in a row, right? Pay attention to the things that maybe are behind the scenes, or maybe not exactly what you're hoping people to act like, but to balance it, to not jump the gun, right? Like if somebody was saying something bad about me, my tendency is to be like, you want to talk to me? All right. You have something to say to me? And maybe that's not the best way to go about this yet. And here's another Royal Pentacle. So owning what you do, and knowing that you do it well, and being comfortable with your sovereignty and with your leadership, right? Or is good, better, I'm using kindness. Kindness always wins, right? I could use that lesson a little bit. So does that resonate? YouTube was shadow banning you. I How do you know YouTube was shadow banning you? Just because nobody was seeing your stuff? I know Mercury is not in retrograde, but it feels like things are going a little bit wonky. But that's eclipse season too, right? Doesn't always go as planned. It doesn't, it shakes things up. So you can see the comments on your end. I don't know what you mean. I know we got a whole bunch of people in here. Give me your questions. With a K. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, the algorithms they're pretty funny about words that we're not supposed to use, apparently. Oh, I see what you're saying. You can see the comments on your end. Okay, sorry. Doink. Any more questions? You're old school. Thank you. You're very welcome. I'm pretty old school myself. But I'm old school because I'm old. Four of Swords keeps coming up. Somebody who's not asking questions needs a rest. Oh, there's a lot of swords here. So there's the Four of Swords, the Tower, and the Nine of Swords. Is somebody here that's going through it, that's having a tough time? Whoever it is, rest, take a break, walk away, take a nap, right? Something needs to be undone. That something was built and put together and it's not on a sturdy base. And that's going to need to come down. And it's not going to be happy, but it is over. It is going to be okay if you do the rebuilding. Okay, quick question. Should I enter a contest I'm interested in? Absolutely. I don't even have to look. I'll look though. Okay, so the Three of Swords. Entering this contest, is there something about it that you might hurt your own feelings? Is this something that you're not? Is this going to tap in to something that triggers you? And if so, maybe walk away from it, but don't miss out on the opportunity. So can you find the balance in that? Can you, first of all, is there a component to the contest that is triggering, that's going to stir up some old trauma or uncomfortability. Okay, however, is this going to bring about a way for you to get your name out there, to promote yourself, to get noticed? Because if it is, I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone. It's just a table decoration contest. Okay, so it's not just a table decoration contest. So if there's something in it that you're insecure about, I don't know what that would be, but I would do the work on it so that you don't hurt your own feelings. If that's not it, and you're going to be okay, and you're going to, no matter what happens, you're going to be okay with it. I can't imagine what could go wrong in a table decoration contest. What, they don't like your colors? Like, I can't imagine. But I'm just telling you what I see. But I do see that this would be a way to get out of your comfort zone, get yourself noticed, it's live on someone's YouTube channel. Then, yeah, you're looking to build an even bigger audience on YouTube. Then I say, yeah, I say absolutely. And, don't take comments or criticism personally, right? That, you're the driving force behind this. You get to decide that, and you create whatever it is that you want to create. I love, somebody once said to me, like the chariot, he's going places, there's two different directions he could go, but most importantly, there are no reins, right? So it's just his pure will that's propelling him forward, right? So I think, yeah, do it. Guard your feelings a little bit. I'm super sensitive. I don't know if you are. So again, my feelings get hurt. I'm working on it. Here it is again. There's something about this that you need to be very clear that just because somebody doesn't like what you're doing doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't good. Right? That's twice that card came up. And to me, that's, a lot of people say that's about heartache. I think it's about heartache that we cause ourselves. It's about overthinking things until you hurt your own feelings. And I do it all the time. Again, working on it. But I think you should go ahead and do it and not let other people's judgments or criticism or comments let it slide off your back. You're doing this to step out of your comfort zone. You're doing this to get noticed, to be promoted. You overthink too. It's air sign. Are you a Libra? Because I'm a Gemini and I overthink everything. So yeah, I think do the contest. I absolutely. You're a Libra. Okay. So yeah, air signs tend to, first of all, we tend to overthink things. And second of all, it seems to me that we are sensitive, that we are, not only are we aware of what's going on around us, going on in our community, in our relationships, in the world, right? But we tend to not be able to block that whole, because there's a lot happening, right? I should do it too. What, the table contest, or stop thinking about it so much? And we tend to let things into our soul, into our spirit that maybe don't deserve to be there, right? I should take my own advice. The contest, send me the details. Maybe I will. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody already asked a question? Wants to ask another question? We don't have that many people in here, so because you're the last person to ask me a question and I'm just pulling cards, I'm gonna assume that these are for you about the contest, right? Are you doing a blue tablescape? This blue is really popping. And you have choices, but whatever you choose, you're a superstar, right? You shine brightly. It's fall. Oh, fall is the theme. Then maybe not blue. But she's definitely comfortable where she is, right? I'd say go ahead and do it. I think. Okay. Anybody else? I see there's a bunch of people in here. Let me know how it goes. Yeah, good. Thank you. That green vegan. Anybody else? We've got about 15 minutes left, but if nobody's asking questions, then I'll probably end it early and figure out what YouTube was doing. I can't imagine. I'm sure it was something I did wrong, but I don't know what it could have been. Okay, I'm going to give this a last call. We'll give it another minute. If you've got a question, we'll keep going. And if not, I'll go watch the debate. Okay, so I'm gonna call that. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you would be so kind, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, tap the bell to be notified. I stop when I'm ahead. I should learn that lesson too. Good night. Thank you so much for stopping by. Like I said, if you want your own reading, personalized reading, the link is in the description below. And if you want some new moon, full moon ideas, sign up for the newsletter. Thank you so much, and I will see you next Tuesday.